Please assemble to hear greetings and speeches from our elected officials. Hear ye, hear ye. Please assemble.
Move down closer if you want. We're not moving up. Okay. Hi, my name is Dana Desiderio. I'm the mayor of Tewksbury Township, and I'd like to welcome you all to the 250th birthday celebration. I'd like to call for the color guard, which is being presented by the Cub Scout Pack 92 of Lebanon Township. Okay. Could you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, I remember. I'd like to introduce the members of the, you may be seated, that's fine, thank you. I'd like to introduce you. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to go into the Star Spangled Banner, and we're going to look for, it's going to be sung by Lizzie Koloshnik.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Introduce members of the Township Committee. Deputy Mayor Andrea Marenka is there. Dr. William Boyce is there. I don't know if they're here, but Mr. Peter Mielik would recognize. And also Mrs. Jean Frankel. At this time, I'd like to introduce our County Commissioner to speak, Sean Van Dorn.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being here. On behalf of my colleagues on the Hunterdon County Board of County Commissioners, I know Marcia's favorite word, still freeholder, George Mielik, freeholder. It's a pleasure to be here today. We're all kind of scrambling around doing different things. A bunch of us just came from Raritan Valley Community College and graduation ceremonies there today. I want to thank Marcia and the 300th Committee for all of the activities, the events that you have seen and you are yet to see over the course of this year, because it's exciting. It's exciting to celebrate our 250th anniversary of our country. A lot went on, as we know. and a lot went on in Hunterdon County, more than I think a lot of people know. And so with that, I just want to congratulate the team for putting today's event together, and enjoy.
Thank you, Sean. I'd also like to speak to you, our County Clerk, Mary Melfi.
Thank you, and it's really a pleasure to be here. I went to the one in Kingwood and I was so blown away. I said, let me see what Tewksbury has in store. So it's a pleasure to be here. As you know, I am the keeper of the records. Our deeds in the search room go back to the early 1700s, and I do the searching for search room. I'm excited to be the MC at the 250th parade we're having on June 14th. I hope you'll join us down at the county seat. And again, thank you. You couldn't have got a better day, Dana.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce the mayor of Califon, Charlie Daniel.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, yep, Charlie Daniel, I've been mayor, oh gosh, I can't even remember when I started, but in any event, I'd like you to consider this. You're living in the 1700s. You're probably a farmer, you've got some type of trade skill, you may be a blacksmith, a clothes maker, or maybe a carpenter. All right, for those young ones, there's no internet, no Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok. And for us old people, there's no television, there's no radio, and there's no newspaper. Information concerning events outside of our village was slow or even non-existent to travel our way. Some leaders during the colonial period of America didn't want the public to be informed about current events. For example, the governor of Virginia, a loyalist to the British Crown, in the 17th century said, "I thank God there are no free schools nor printing presses in in Virginia, for learning has brought disobedience into the world." America's founders recognized that one of the most dangerous challenges to their young republic was an uninformed or misinformed population. Some founders sought to inform, educate, and enlighten Americans. With no sources of communication besides verbally communicating what was happening in the country, the Liberty Pole became the site of information. A pole was raised in a location that was frequented by the local residents, such as the village square. A flag, typically red, and I see you have a red one. Oops, that's right. A flag typically red was raised on the Liberty Pole, calling for the townspeople to meet and express their views regarding British rule. The Liberty Pole came to be known as a symbol of dissent against Great Britain, as well as a symbol of liberty, freedom, and independence. Today we celebrate what the Liberty Pole represents, as stated in the preamble of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today we celebrate and commemorate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. With this speech, I hope that I've inspired all of you to reflect on our past, strengthen our love of country, and renew our commitment to the ideals of democracy. I'd like to thank Mayor Marcia Caro, for inviting me as a representative of the Borough of Califon to participate in this memorable day, and I thank all of you for listening.
Well, we had miserable weather in Kingwood. It was so cold we had to move the entire event inside. So this is just, you couldn't ask for better than this. So it's a little crazy. Welcome to this Liberty Pole raising. It's our way of moving this event of the 250th celebration through all 7 original municipalities that were Hunterdon County in 1776. That is current day Hunterdon County in 2026, because back in 1776, Hunterdon went all the way up to Sussex County, and Warren County was unincorporated Wild West territories and didn't even have a name. And below us, in what is now Mercer County, were 3 townships that were part of us. So I usually ask people if anybody wants to take a stab at those 3. Nope, that was always not us. Always not us. Nope.
Hopewell, Mercer, and Maidenhead.
Hopewell was one. Maidenhead was another.
Lawrence.
Today, Lawrenceville Township. And the third one is where our county seat was in 1776. Trenton Township, where the town of Trenton was. And now it's the city of Trenton. And it's its own municipality. But that was Trenton Township, and it was part of Hunterdon County. So, when you know that Trenton was part of Hunterdon in 1776, that means the battle that turned the war for George Washington and why we have freedom today, because if this hadn't happened, we wouldn't be standing here. The Battle of Trenton was fought and won in what county? Right, and Washington crossed the Delaware from Bucks County to what county? Right, and here's one for you. On July 8th, 1776, the first reading outside of Philadelphia of the Declaration of Independence happened in Hunterdon County at our courthouse, which at that time was in Trenton and is now a parking lot. So we think that's so important that we're going to be doing 2 readings on July 8th. One reenactment at our historic courthouse in Main Street by a horseback rider who will be reading the Declaration, and then we'll be having a impassioned speech for liberty. And the second one that night with an event sponsored by the Hunterdon County Commissioners, where we'll have food trucks and merriment and reenactors and all kinds of great stuff happening. There'll be another reading of the Declaration of Independence by a free black militiaman who was an American Revolutionary War hero. And the Hunterdon Symphony will be playing a very patriotic program for us. And at 9:30, this county is going to make history by blowing off the largest fireworks we've ever seen. This is all at Deer Path Park on July 8th. And we hope you'll consider coming to both or one of those 2 events. Who is the architect of our Liberty Pole to talk about the history of this pole.
My name's Gregory Latsko. And I'm a proud member of the volunteer Hunterdon County.
Just gotta hold it up.
Revolutionary Heritage Committee. As you can see, I'm dressed. I'm a Revolutionary War reenactor. My persona is that of
Greg, hold up.
My persona is that of a militia man in the 1st Hunterdon County Regiment of Militia in 1775. A Minuteman is a local resident, a farmer, or a citizenship soldier who is required to be ready at a minute's warning and be prepared for the fortnights. And a fortnight means that's an old word meaning 2 weeks. Provisions of food, arms, ammunition, and to answer the call to fight with the Continental Army for independence and liberty, if ordered to do so by the Second Continental Congress, the New Jersey colonial governor, or by George Washington himself. I enjoy discussing American Revolutionary War here at this. Today, you are going to learn a little more about the Revolutionary War, and I challenge each of you to take away at least 6 historical facts that you didn't know from my presentation. You are here, I am here, so let's get started. It is known that as early as 1765, some of our founding fathers, members from a group called the Stunted League, and the people of the Boston mob would gather under a huge, stately old elm tree located near the Deerfield section of the Boston Common in the colony of Massachusetts. This elm was planted in 1746 and was some 120 years old by 1765. Again, the tree was very large, highly visible and recognizable, and it was well known. All something, you get excited about something, you say, huzzah! So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, huzzah! Real nice. Come on, we can do a little better than that. One more time. 1, 2, 3, huzzah! Very good. All right, so the original Liberty poles were 45 foot high, the size of a modern day telephone pole. Back in the 18th century, it would have been the same size as a tall ship's sail main mast. On top of each pole flew a red and white striped flag or a Liberty hat. Now, if you look at ours, there's a Liberty hat. And the significance of that is the flag that I brought today is the Sons of Liberty flag again. And if you look on top of the Liberty pole, there will also be a red Liberty hat. The original idea of the Liberty pole dates back to pre-Roman custom. When a slave was freed, he was given a red cap to wear to show his new status. It was called a Liberty cap. In symbolism and in custom, the Liberty pole is always depicted with the Liberty cap on top. This symbol was used frequently in the nation's founding era. Paul Revere used it in some of his anti-British governmental etchings. It was also used on some militia regimental battle flags. It appeared on some of the individual colonies' new currency as they became states of the United States. It finally became part of the seal of the U.S. Military Department of War. Now, if you put it all together, our first flagpole is really a Liberty pole on which our most beautiful current 50-star flag of liberty and freedom flies. We all seem to know the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Very nice. But did you know that there was another pledge that is equally important? And it is the American Creed. And it goes like this, the American Creed. I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed. A democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of sovereign states, a perfect union, and in one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect the flag, and to defend it against all enemies. Just want to take a moment to, please allow us to take a moment to remember those most notable and honorable patriots of Hunterdon County who helped, who fought, and gave their lives for the cause of freedom at Washington's Crossing, the Battle of Trenton, the Battle of Assapunk Creek, which was the Battle of Trenton, number 2, and the Battle of Princeton. Such patriots were John Stevens from the 1st Hunterdon County Militia, Joseph Phillips, also with the 1st Hunterdon County Militia. Ellis Hunt, also with the 1st County Militia. Daniel Morgan, Jacob Gerhardt, Colonel Charles Stewart, Jacob Francis, Daniel Bray, Thomas Lowry, Thomas Ritchie, Ryland, Thomas Jones, Abraham Bonell, and John Ringos. Please remember, with the blood of many, we became a nation. Well, I hope I did my job. Let's see and count new things that you should have learned. 1, what is a Minuteman? Number 2, the word fortnight, which means 2 weeks. The Sons of Liberty, political organization, pre-war. Famous Sons of the Liberty, founders and members. The Liberty Tree, the word huzzah. The Liberty Pole, the Liberty Cap, the flagpole creation. And number 10, the American Creed. Let's hear a big huzzah from everyone. Huzzah! All right, I was off. 1, 2, 3. Huzzah! Very good. Thank you for your time and your attendance today. May God bless you all, and always God bless America. Huzzah!
Little dandy. And a tune we all know, which isn't the right tune. They played the real tune. All right, our fabulous Lizzie Flornick is going to lead everybody in God Bless America. Just so y'all know, Lizzie has an amazing voice. She's a 6th grader at the Tewksbury School. She is, old? She's 11. So, we really appreciate what a voice she has now and what it's going to be later. You want a microphone to everybody in God Bless America? All right. Go ahead.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
just kind of forgot a couple things, and I actually was going to say it in the beginning. And George Mielek was one of the longest running freeholders in the state of New Jersey. And I think that's a huge accomplishment, and I'm very happy that he joined us today. Huzzah! I also want to acknowledge our township administrator, Shayna Goodchild, because she's like the work behind all the scenes for everyone. Chief Ham is our chief of police, and our finest are back there at the bend, always protecting us. And I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank Marcia too for putting this all together, because this is my last time to say anything except for one other thing. And for our liaison, George Gassa, who helped us to put it all together with Marcia. Thank you. And all of you guys, thank you.
All right, see, you're all smiling. That's why this schedule of events at the bottom says music, merriment, and cake right at the end. I do want to do some acknowledgments. I do want to thank Mayor Desiderio and the Township Committee and Shayna and Chief Ham from Tewksbury Township for helping us put this event together, and George Casa, all of you for coming out. I'd like to thank Cup Pack 92 from Lebanon Township. Tewksbury's Troop is off camping today, otherwise they would have been here, I'm sure. But we really appreciate our young men and their den leaders to be here today. A really big round of applause for Lizzie Kloshnik and her amazing talent. Thank you, Lizzie, for joining us at Tewksbury School. Thanks to Tewksbury School for reaching out and asking if they can provide us some singers, which we always want. I want to thank from the Hunterdon Symphony, our drummer Audrey Spees, and our fifist Lily Ayotte. Thank you so much for providing our entertainment and continuing through. And the Hunterdon Symphony for being one of our sponsors today. I would be remiss if I didn't thank ShopRite of Hunterdon for providing the refreshments today. We have an amazing cake. It's huge, so we expect all of you to eat cake. And I also want to thank Greg Lasco for architecting this event, suggesting it. It's a great way to get all 26 of our municipalities coming out. Thank you to Charlie Daniel Mayer of Califon, which has been its own identity for 108 years. I think 1918, right? 1918, it broke off from Tewksbury, so there you go. So I want to thank all of you for coming out, and at this point, we're gonna give this back to the mayor. Well, yeah, you do it. All right.
Can you retire the colors, please? Thank you very much, and now you guys can enjoy the cake and join us, and huzzah!
Huzzah!
George! 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 You do me a favor? Taylor! Huzzah! Huzzah!
You.